Welcome, everybody, to the Every Temple podcast. My name is Tony, and this is my co-host, Janelle.
Hello.
And together, we want to talk about every temple of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Thank you for joining us. Elder Stevenson said, "You are never lost when you can see the temple. The temple will provide direction for you and your family in a world filled with chaos. It is an eternal guidepost which will help you from getting lost in the mist of darkness." How are you doing, Janelle?
Good. There was a lot of information.
Yeah, we know everything. We could just talk about New Zealand for 40 minutes now.
Hopefully we'll keep it to 40 minutes.
Probably not. Let's talk about some temple news. There really isn't anything new, but I'm learning that people don't always listen to our podcasts in order. So here's what's going on. The Toronto, Ontario temple is going to be rededicated by Elder Holland later this month, probably about when this comes out.
Yeah.
And currently the Auckland, New Zealand temple open house is going on, and I hope people go see it. It's really beautiful. We're going to talk about New Zealand today, and we're just excited that they get another temple. This is the second one in New Zealand.
I think they're even getting a third. Wellington?
Yeah, it's not started yet.
Okay.
But
it's coming.
It's exciting. Okay, let's talk about New Zealand.
Okay, awesome.
I've got the gospel came to New Zealand. The first baptisms came from Australia. Some men went over to Australia for a gold rush. They learned the gospel, and then they came back, brought some missionaries back with them, and baptized his mother. She was the first on-island baptism.
Okay, fun.
Yeah, and they started sending missionaries to New Zealand, and they mostly preached to the white people, Europeans. But once they started teaching to the Maori people, interest skyrocketed.
Okay, do you know why?
Yes, tell us.
Okay.
But tell us.
Okay, because I thought this was pretty cool. That, like, years previous, and several different Maori people, like, I guess you maybe could call them prophets or seers, talked about people coming to teach Christianity, religion. Yeah, and that to look for certain things for you to know that this was the right religion. So some of the things they said to look for were like messengers from across the ocean, that they would teach salvation for the dead.
Oh, that was one of them.
Yeah, and that they would live among them and eat their food and speak their language, and that they would travel in twos.
Interesting.
Which is what our missionaries do. They like, I think the Book of Mormon was in their language in the 1800s.
1889.
Yeah.
They published it in Maori.
Isn't that amazing? And I'm amazed that the Book of Mormon was translated in so many different languages at such an early time.
Yeah, so early.
So anyways.
I heard another one was that they would raise their both arms to pray.
Yeah.
Which is not something we do all the time.
Yeah.
But there was one missionary that did it, and everybody was like,
it's the guy, or it's the church.
That's another sign.
Yeah.
But I'm just wondering how our Christianity missionaries differed from other Christianity missionaries. And I'm wondering about they'll sit with us, they'll eat our food, they'll learn our language.
Yeah.
Maybe that was what was different.
Maybe instead of trying to make the Maori people be more
European.
be more European, that they would go to them in their own culture.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope that was the case.
I'm sure there's a lot of history there, but we won't get into that.
We won't. Yeah, let's not do that. So once again, they had trouble keeping members on the island. Everybody wanted to be where the temple was, and they were emigrating. And so by the time President McKay came around, he was ready to build a temple closer to the people in the islands.
Nice. They had purchased some land a while ago, and they had built a school on the land, an agricultural school, in the early 1900s.
1913.
Yes.
Maori Education College.
Yes. And so they, and then that college
fell down in an earthquake.
So,
in the 30s.
Yes.
But it was only for boys.
Right. Yeah. They wanted a college for girls too, which would happen.
Yeah, so we'll get there. But
yeah,
they were teaching them like agriculture, vocational skills.
Yeah.
At that school. And they weren't sure if they were going to keep going because in the States, church schools were shutting down. The church is like, we will provide education until there's a public education option.
Right.
That is good.
Yeah.
And so, but in New Zealand, they really liked that college for the boys. And so it closed in 1931, but then they started building another one
Yes.
in 1950.
Yeah.
So do you want to talk
And
more
then,
about that?
so then, yeah. Well, that was started.
That
and
was
then,
this land you're talking about.
Yeah, on that land that they had purchased. And then President Mendenhall, he was there, kind of just, he had been on a mission there, and he did stuff for the church.
He was just a favorite.
Yeah, and the prophet, President McKay, kind of was like, maybe start looking for some land for a temple. And it came to him that this land that they had near Hamilton would be beautiful, would be perfect. And President McKay also got that vision of that's where the temple should be. And so
he came down to visit.
Yes.
He was doing a tour of the Pacific, and he stopped there, and they got out of the car, and President Mendenhall said,
yeah.
He said, "What do you think?" And President McKay said, "This looks like a place to build a temple." It's on the top of a little hill. They call it, they have this whole like neighborhood, I guess, compound.
Yeah.
Where the college was there, and then the temple's next door, and the temple's on the highest part.
Well, they have like 86 acres.
Hey.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if they still have all of that, but
I'll let you know at the end.
Okay, all right.
Teaser.
Okay.
Yeah. So they had the school, and then they're rebuilding this college. It's called the Church College of New Zealand. And this was mostly boarding when they opened it, a boarding school. And I think girls were in that school as well.
I think so, because it operated until like 2009.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And then they just put the temple next to it. The motto for the school is "Build now for eternity."
Yes.
Also applies to a temple.
I think that is just the motto. Yes.
Once they started building the college, and then they decided the temple would be next to it, then they just started building everything together.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about how they built it.
Okay, so going along with the schools, I think that the church saw a need with the Maori people to educate them and teach them, and that they learned lots of skills with the school, and also about how they built the temple. The church was trying to educate the people. I love that about the church. They do that a lot.
Yeah, it's a big tenet of our religion. They used, because of the war, well, not just the war, but just because of the location of New Zealand, they are short on labor. They are short on supplies. They're short on a lot of things that would be needed for a big project like this.
Yeah.
So they called labor missionaries. And labor missionaries are young men and young women, sometimes couples, sometimes small families, to come and build the temple. They were paid about $1 a week.
Yes,
but all of their food, shelter, and a little spending money was provided
by the members in New Zealand.
Yeah. So they had good support system, but they were called to build both the temple and the college.
Yeah.
For usually 2 years. Some of them stayed longer. Some of them did it again.
Okay.
Like, it was a lot of work, and they were supervised by professionals, but to do all of the work, they were called to it.
Yeah, it was like on the job training.
Yeah.
And so they had people from Salt Lake and probably local people too that were in charge and of all these laborers.
Yeah. It's a very unique situation. We haven't seen this at all.
It is. It's really neat.
I guess since like Manti, when people were just doing tithing hours.
Right.
But this is a different type of thing.
Labor missionaries. So the labor missionaries was really neat. I watched a show. I think the church put it out, but I watched it on YouTube. So find it where you want and look up for Building for Eternity.
Okay.
So that's kind of the theme. And it goes into detail about the laborers and like just how the system worked.
Okay.
And it's kind of really neat to listen to because it was such a unique circumstance for building a temple. And so like they had places that they lived. Boys would just live in like kind of dormitory
Yeah.
I can't remember what
like
they called
barracks
it.
or something.
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
And the families and couples, they just had very small accommodations, like just a couple rooms.
Little houses, yeah.
Yeah, but not even bathrooms in the houses. So they had to walk down the street for the bathroom and shower. And like we said, they had food provided and
they had one building for their cafeteria.
Yeah.
And all their social activities. They played sports together.
Yeah.
They danced together. They ate together. A
whole community.
Yeah, it was a whole thing.
Yeah. And
they probably worshiped together there.
Imagine. And so I'm just envisioning this and what an experience it would have been for all these young people. And also the fact that they said that they learned the skills that they were then able to use as a vocation. So there was just so much good that came to these service missionaries on, like, very similar to, I feel like, missions, regular proselyting missions nowadays, where they've learned skills, they grow their testimonies. It was hard. Like they said, it was really hard work, and sometimes the weather made it really difficult, and just that in the end, it was all worth it. And anyways, it was just kind of neat listening to some of their experiences. We have a friend that ties to this temple. A lot of her family lives in New Zealand, and she had a family that sold their land and moved down by the temple so they could help build it and be close to it. And they had family that was part of the labor missionaries. I think just hearing how much they loved that a temple was being built there, which we hear every time, but every time it's so wonderful how much these people wanted it and needed it. Because we have to remember, like, they're on an island.
Yeah.
Like, to get to a temple, like...
Yeah, they have to go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Most of them.
Exactly. And, like, maybe some people could do it, but some people wouldn't be able to. And so just what a blessing it was for those people. I do have a couple of things from the labor missionaries. But this one person said, Owen Purcell, this was one of the labor missionaries, and he said, it was 4 years of hard, demanding physical work and sometimes unsafe. And he remembers hot summer days in December, which I'm like, what?
Southern Hemisphere.
Southern Hemisphere. Standing atop the hill where the temple sits, wondering not only how he was going to navigate a double-wide wheelbarrow down the slope without dumping its contents, but also, what am I doing here? Like, I feel like real missionaries. Well, not real, proselyting missionaries.
Yeah, it feels very much like a baptism of fire. It's like, you are either in this or you're not, and you're going to figure that out.
Yep.
It's very intense.
Yeah. And he said, but it taught me a lesson. He said the reward was seeing it finished. And by then we were all converted and the church was true.
Good.
So,
yeah, they talked about, like, seeing all the workers in their white clothes at the dedication and how wonderful it was to see them all together as a family.
Yeah. And they mentioned alongside the prophet. And what I loved so much about that was that that's what the temple does. It makes us all equals.
Yeah.
When we're all dressed in white.
Yeah.
We're all equals, and they're doing the same thing, loving Jesus and wanting to follow him. Yeah, I loved that little quote.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want to? Maybe we'll talk about this when you talk about the font. Are you going to talk about the font?
I am going to talk about the
font.
I'll
do it then.
Okay, so this temple is built in the same pattern as the Bern, Switzerland temple, which we talked about. So I'm thinking it has a similar look. I'm assuming the floor plan was also very similar.
I should have looked up how many square feet.
It's similar.
Because this one is pretty small.
Bern was a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
But this architect, Edward O. Anderson, who we've talked about a couple times now, I learned that he is best friends with sculptor Millard Mallon.
Okay.
So I learned that Millard Mallon did the oxen in Switzerland, and he did the oxen here, and he did the Angel Moroni in LA.
Okay.
So he's used repeatedly in these last few temples.
Nice.
So we couldn't find a picture of the Bern oxen, but we could find a picture of these New Zealand oxen. So if you want to know what they look like, they are the same. They use a cast of the Switzerland oxen to do it in New Zealand.
Yeah. Okay.
Millard Mallon. I want to give him his credit. I want to give him credit.
I know, right? Because it seems like, I mean, there's always artists involved in building it, but it seems like there's less and less.
Yeah.
Because we're not seeing as many murals.
Yeah. I think we said Switzerland didn't have murals.
Yeah.
Because that's what we read. But
so they'll have like artwork and stuff,
yeah.
but not the murals, and like less like Hawaii and Alberta had friezes,
yeah.
And
unique sculptures and stuff. Yeah.
So
this one doesn't have a lot. It has Millard Mallon, of course. There's a mural in the baptistry by Paul Forster, and then there's a Celestial Room mural by Dale Jolly. Now, I have pictures of the Celestial Room. It's not a mural in the way we are used to.
Yeah.
It's kind of a intricate shadow.
Yes.
It's very subtle. It's very pretty.
It is very pretty.
And I think along the ceiling, there's like Maori motifs. I didn't get a great picture of that, but it's very much New Zealand.
Well, that's what I love. Like throughout the temple, they've used like Maori
symbols and geometry,
whatever, to use in the decor, which I loved.
Yeah, I think that's very special when they do that.
Yeah. So, but it seems like that mural was painted in 1993.
Oh, the Dale Jolly one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's what
I have.
That's what I have too. So maybe it wasn't painted at the time.
Yeah. And so, but then I also read the Celestial Room walls feature a historic mural that was not removed during the renovation. So I'm like trying to think, is 1993 historic? Because
the renovation.
I was in high school.
This is only 40 years after it was dedicated.
I don't feel historic.
The renovation took place in 2022, so
right. So
is that the historic one? I don't know.
I don't know either.
But that makes a lot of sense.
I take offense.
I mean, it makes sense that it was in 1993 because that's what I have. But it's only 40 years after the temple was built.
Yeah.
These temples are getting newer and newer.
I know. It makes me feel older and older.
Yeah, also there was one endowment room, much like in Bern, and at some point they divided it into two.
Right, yes.
I think I was researching, and I found it has one endowment room. No, it has two. No, it has three. So I was like, I don't know. And so, I emailed the temple. They did not email me back.
Oh, dang. Well, it seems like when they renovated, I don't know exactly how, but they changed, they reconfigured the inside to be more efficient.
Yeah, I think
and so maybe they've added at least 2 endowment rooms.
Well, and they automatically, like from the beginning, had it in different languages, Samoan and Tongan and something. Yeah. Anyway, so it just makes sense to me that if you're going to have different people, different languages, you need multiple rooms.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But in Bern, they didn't do that. I think they thought one big group is going to come from France, and then one big group is going to come from Germany. And so maybe that's what they were thinking when they did it that way. But that's not how it happens anymore.
It's funny how as we do this, I get questions about the past temples.
I know.
And then I have to go back and research it again.
I know. Also, as we finish recording a temple, the next week I learned more and more about it that I wish I had known before we recorded. It keeps happening to me.
Dang.
Okay, so they have an open house. I've got 112,000 people toured the temple during the public open house, which is amazing. I think there were a lot of people excited, interested, curious. Yeah. And 5,000 people attended the dedication over 6 sessions. So separate sessions were held in Samoan, Tongan, and Maori. So you'd go to the Maori session to hear it in that language, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool. So you're talking about the original one, because there's 2 temple dedications, but
no, that was the original. Yeah.
I just have to remember where we are. So they used stone flooring that was quarried in Palestine.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
And you have it written there that's kind of yellowish cream.
Yeah.
And if you look at the pictures, you can see it.
It's called butter silk.
Butter silk stone, which sounds so luxurious. It sounds so good.
Yes. So they didn't, when they were building the temple, lots of the supplies and everything came from like Utah, or I guess Palestine, but lots of it came like from Utah, and they had to ship everything over. But the exterior of the temple, they made facilities there, to like cement facilities, and they made like cinder blocks. They made it the cement there
from scratch.
Yes, to make the walls, and then they would have painted them.
Yes.
And so that was interesting. That's just interesting how they come up with the supplies.
That kind of makes sense from their labor missionary situation.
Yeah.
Is that they're short on everything.
Yeah.
So they're just going to make it from scratch.
Yeah.
They're going to figure it out.
Yeah. And so they'd have labor missionaries that would have done the concrete, labor missionaries that did the plumbing, labor missionaries that did the, I guess, maybe landscaping, or labor missionaries that did the electricity.
Yeah. Like, and the interior and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's impressive. What else do we know? What's the exterior?
So it's the
we just talked about that.
Yeah, that's okay. It's concrete, and they were manufactured on site. The oxen.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So it was a cast, and this is going back, and it's one of the female labor missionaries, and her, I'm going to say it wrong, sorry, Hoki Purcell.
Sure.
And she was among the 12 sisters asked to each take one of the 12 metal oxen to be installed at the base of the baptismal font, and to clean the plaster and debris from the hoofs and lower legs. And they were given small hand picks and chisels, and with directions to not cut or ding the metal. So this is something I didn't even think about when you're doing a cast.
Yeah, you got to clean it up. And honestly, it sounds very tedious.
Yes. So each sister had their own oxen that they got to. So this sister, she tried to make the work a little lighter, and she named her ox Ferdinand.
Ferdinandable.
And she wanted all the other sisters to name theirs too. So one of them was one of those oxen, when you go look in there, it's named Ferdinand.
I remember that from the Bible.
Yeah. Ferdinand from the Bible?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, dang.
Just because they're supposed to be the 12 tribes. I try to name them when I go, that's Asher, that's Naphtali, that's Dan.
Of course.
Then I can't remember them all, so I have to start over. That's Joseph, that's... Anyway.
One of them can be nicknamed Ferdinand.
Yeah, Reuben, a.k.a. Ferdinand. But I read that story too, and she had a lot of joy in getting that work done.
Yes.
She saw that she helped. Was that what then she took from it?
Yeah. And that's what's neat about the labor. Like, it's hard, it's tedious and all that, but to them in the end, like, it was worth it. And their experience of the whole, however long they served, their whole experience was like pivotal in their life.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool. They did a good job.
Yeah.
I have a fun fact.
Okay.
It's not an amazing fun fact, but it is fun. Instead of a visitor center, they have the Matthew Cowley Pacific Church History Center.
Okay.
So it's where they preserve all the historic documents and books about the church in the South Pacific. And it's like a satellite branch of the Church History Museum.
Oh,
so you can go there and just see so many artifacts and so many things that they've preserved and saved. And it's like high quality preservation. Yeah. Like, they're keeping everything there where the members that need it can access it.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
The Maori people are very good at genealogy. That's something I do know.
I think that's why they love this temple so much, like temple work so much, is because they want to connect their families together.
Yeah. And they just remember it, even maybe through oral tradition. It's just like this person and then this person, and they just remember everything.
That's amazing, because I try to do that, and I always have to
pause.
Yeah, really think about it.
Yeah. I have become kind of the default person in my family. And they're always like, Tony, wasn't there somebody that did this? And I'm like, yes, this is how you're related. It's like I'm an in-person family search.
Yeah. Yep. That's fun. I think I kind of became that person too.
Yeah. So we're interested.
Yeah.
The temple nickname, it's also known as the Hamilton Waikato Temple. Waikato means flowing water. It's also the name of the river in Hamilton.
Okay.
And then is formerly known as the New Zealand Temple, which makes sense.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've talked about the other temples in the region. The Auckland is open house now. Wellington is in planning phases. The New Zealand has 30 stakes. And then also in this temple district is New Caledonia and the Cook Islands.
Okay.
So those are included in this temple district.
Nice.
I wonder how they'll split the temple district in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was interesting. The Hamilton, New Zealand Temple offered overnight endowment sessions on Friday and Saturday to accommodate the many members who came on the weekends.
That makes sense. If you're going to go, I mean, for the weekend, get as much done as you can.
It was just so busy that they did overnight sessions. And like this, we talked about that in must have been LA where they did a little thing.
36 hours.
Yeah. And I'm just like, okay, I don't know how people
you don't know
do that at
who's
night.
Going at 1 a.m. Well, that's what they came for. They sacrifice for it.
Yeah, but I could sacrifice, but I'd rather stay awake. I don't know how you stay awake. I'm one of those people. I fall asleep no matter what.
Yeah, that happens. I was wondering, so my sister mentioned that she tried to visit the South Africa temple when she was in there for some reason. Anyway, and maybe we should be talking about when these temples are open, but I don't know how to look that up. You know, like when their schedules.
Like currently?
Right, yeah. I don't know how to look that up.
It's on the church website.
I know, but it was like you have to like go in and actually try to make an appointment to figure out. And I just didn't make it that far.
Okay.
I don't know what their operating hours are, but maybe we should.
You want to find out what their operating hours are so you can see if they're still doing overnight ones?
Well, maybe. Maybe that's a good idea. Yeah. Mostly I just thought like it's an interesting thing because they're all very different. Because you talked about how LA is open only a couple days a week now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That it is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just different than Utah.
Yeah.
But when you're staffing it yourselves, that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
To get temple workers that are available.
Yeah. And when they build more temples everywhere, there's less
temple workers.
Yeah.
And less anyway. Yeah.
We got plans for that LA one. It was built big for a reason.
That's right.
Okay.
It was dedicated April 20th through the 22nd by David O. McKay. And I have two small sections to read. We invoke thy blessing particularly upon the men and women who have so willingly and generously contributed their means, time, and...
Beautiful.
So it's like their sacrifice for those 2 years or however long they did it is eternal.
Yeah.
It has eternal consequence.
Yeah. It kind of goes along with their theme, building for eternity.
Building for eternity.
So
I'm getting chills every time we say that.
Yeah. Isn't it awesome?
Yes. Anyway, that's so cool. And one more section. It just had some strong language, this part. It was at the end, and I thought it was interesting. May all who come within these sacred walls feel a peaceful, hallowed influence. Cause, O Lord, that even people who pass the grounds or view the temple from afar may lift their eyes from groveling things of sordid life and look up to thee and thy providence.
I love that.
So we've got to look up from the groveling things of sordid life. Put that on a pillow.
That puts it in its place, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. He's a wordsmith.
Yep.
That is like saying it how it is.
Well, it's kind of like people like on Sundays, they'll go to sit on the temple grounds just to be there and feel the spirit. People, members or not members, will feel the special spirit that you feel when you're just on the temple grounds.
Yeah, we've heard that in every temple, I think.
Yeah.
That there are special places. I had something else to say. Oh, let's talk about the renovation.
Okay.
Oh, no, wait, this is what I was going to say. The Church College of New Zealand was shut down 9 because it was a really hard decision. There were people that had gone there for generations, and they were like, well, what are my kids going to do?
Yeah.
I want my kids to do this, and they are taking it from us.
Yeah.
They were really upset. They announced it like 3 years previously so that people had time to come around.
Figure out a new school.
Yeah. Is that right? Yeah. So people were just really upset. Now they're tearing down the buildings and building houses.
Right.
So we should go live there.
Okay.
You said 89 acres. That could be a lot of houses to go live on Temple View. That's what the neighborhood's called.
Yeah. Well, our friend Amber was saying, and I'm sorry, Amber, I might get this wrong. Her grandma it could have been her mom, but her grandma lived, breathed, eat temple. Like, they lived there by the temple, went and spent all day in the temple. She said that she had done 300,000 names.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Well done.
And so I think like that's a testament to what the people were like. And if they're building the housing there, people want to be there and do the work. And their not fascination, but their connection with their ancestors and genealogy. Anyways.
Yeah. Wow.
It's beautiful.
Oof, good job. Okay, what else have you got?
Okay, so the
renovation.
renovations.
Yeah, renovation.
It looks like they closed it in 1993 to replace coverings and furnishings. And then in 1994, it closed for like 9 months for extensive renovation, and including installation of air conditioning.
About time, 1994.
Yeah.
And removal of asbestos.
Yeah, let's get rid of the harmful asbestos. Oh, yeah. Boy.
Now I'm thinking of the labor missionaries that installed asbestos. I hope they're okay.
Dang.
But that's when this historic mural was painted in the Celestial Room.
I do not like calling that historic, but whatever.
Yeah.
So, but it seemed like maybe there wasn't a rededication.
No, doesn't sound like it.
So then they had they closed it down in like 2018.
Yeah.
For the renovation, and it took like
Well, I'm wondering if it's because of COVID.
Yes.
It didn't get rededicated till 22.
Okay.
2022.
But it also took that long because Amber was saying that there was a lot of things wrong with it.
Oh.
And they couldn't just tear it down and build a new one because a missionary not too long before that had applied to have it be a historic site.
Oh, how thoughtful of them. So now that it's a historic site, they can't renovate it.
They can't tear it down.
They can't tear it down. Okay.
So, and I think that she said that some of the locals were really annoyed that it was made a historical site. And this missionary obviously just didn't know.
Right. They just were trying to help.
They were trying to help, but it wasn't helpful. So they couldn't tear it down. So they just had to, and it just took a long time.
Extensive.
They did like seismic things, and there was extensive renovations, and I think it just took that long, but also COVID too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good. It was rededicated by President Uchtdorf.
Yeah. Okay. He said this thing that I just really love. This temple of God will bless this country and people. It will be a light to the nations. It will lessen the influence of the evil one. It will be a beacon of light and a place of hope.
Wonderful.
And I just feel that way about every temple that's dedicated, that it is a beacon of hope and light, and it lessens the influence of
sordid life.
Yes.
Yes.
And also there was this was in the latest 2022 thing, just one of the members of parliament because they will take dignitaries and leaders
and officials and stuff,
people in there to do it. And this, his name is Martin Gallagher. He shared his memories of the Latter-day Saints who built the temple in the 1950s. Their families, in many cases, have come on to make huge contributions to our society at large, genuinely, even though I am not a member of the Latter-day Saints faith community. I absolutely honor them. And I just love that because that's another testament to the church trying to build up the people where they are and helping them be educated and contributors to society. And
yeah, they saw a lot of people that went to these church schools ended up being leaders in their communities.
Yes.
And good examples generally. Okay, you want me to do this and then you'll have final thoughts?
Let's see. I have one more thing because it's kind of not related to the temple.
That's fine.
But I just thought it was so interesting. This is our friend Amber's, her great-grandparents. It wasn't near the temple. It was in, I think, oh my gosh, I'm going to get it wrong, but in another part of New Zealand anyway. Sorry, I won't say where. Anyway, they donated a kauri tree.
Cool.
Okay. I didn't know what kauri trees were, but now I know a little bit about them. But they donated one kauri tree, and it built a whole church.
What does that mean? Like just the wood from that tree.
The wood from that tree
built the whole church.
They got all the lumber from one tree to build a church.
That's incredible. Okay, now I need to look up kauri trees.
Yes, they're native to New Zealand. They're like 50 meters tall, and their massive trunk girths, I'm assuming around the bottom, can be up to 16 meters. Whew. Like,
that's huge.
That's like the redwoods.
Yeah.
And yes, so I'm like, wow, that's really cool.
That is cool.
That's just a cool bit of info.
That's like a fun fact.
It's a fun fact. But I guess that they are endangered because there is like some sort of disease in the soil that's endangering the trees. So they couldn't do that anymore. But
still, like, that's impressive. That's great.
Yeah,
one tree. Is. All right.
Okay,
I'm going to do some facts. Facts and stats. The announcement was made February 17th, 1955. Dedication was April 20th to the 22nd, 1958 by David O. McKay. Rededicated October 16th, 2022 by Dieter F. Uchtdorf. It's on 35 acres, 2 instruction rooms, 5 ceiling rooms, and 1 baptistry, 45,251 square feet, and 156 feet tall. No Moroni.
Nope.
Don't need it.
I guess they didn't want to ship it.
Well, that makes sense.
Don't know.
That makes a lot of sense. But they did ship the oxen, so from Europe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Anyway. All right. Janelle, what are your final thoughts?
Okay. So I asked our friend Amber, I said, why do you love this temple? And she says, for me, this temple represents their desire for no empty chairs. They couldn't imagine not having a single loved one not with us forever. This desire inspired them to give all their time, energy, and efforts to give everyone the blessings of these saving ordinances. And I just thought it ties in with everything so well, and that they want so badly to just have everyone have the blessings and to be connected to everyone, all their ancestors and family.
Just like those Maori prophets said. Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful?
That ties it all together.
I love it.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And thank you, listeners, for being with us as we discuss the Hamilton, New Zealand temple. If you have more stories about this or another temple, please share it with us on our Instagram and Facebook pages at Every Temple Podcast. And if you learned something, please share this podcast with a friend. We will see you in the next episode where we talk about the London, England temple. If you want to learn more about why we build temples and the role they play in our religion, please visit churchofjesuschrist.org/temples. We are not sponsored by or affiliated with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.